Hey everyone! Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a little different. It's going to be more personal and emotional as I open up about my journey paying off $5,000 of credit card debt over the last year. This was one of the biggest financial challenges I've faced, and it took a huge toll mentally, emotionally and of course financially. But I made it through to the other side, and I'm here debt-free to tell the tale. Grab some popcorn and get comfy, because this one's a bit of a roller coaster ride. The debt spiral begins. It all started a few years ago when I first got my credit card in college. At first it was just for emergencies and gasoline, but then I started using it for daily expenses like food, clothes, you name it. The minimum payments were so small it felt like I wasn't really spending any money. But then the balance just kept creeping up month after month. Before I knew it, I was graduating with $5,000 in high-interest credit card debt on top of my student loans. I ignored it for a while, making just the minimum payments. But the interest charges were insane and that debt wasn't going anywhere. The wake-up call. It wasn't until a year after graduation that I finally had my wake-up call. I was out for brunch with some friends and my card got declined. Right there in front of everyone. I was mortified and had to borrow cash just to pay the bill. In that moment the severity of my debt hit me like a ton of bricks. I went home and cried. I realized making just the minimum payment, my debt would literally take decades to pay off and cost me tens of thousands in interest alone. I made the decision then and there that I needed to get intentional about paying this off quickly. I made a repayment plan, picked up a side hustle job on nights and weekends, and went into extreme frugality mode. I was packing lunch, never eating out, no new clothes, no bars or entertainment, nothing fun at all. All my money went to paying double, triple, quadruple the minimum payment each month to kill this debt once and for all. It was honestly really hard, both financially and mentally. Watching all your peers living it up in their 20s while you're broke and hustling relentlessly is emotionally draining. The final push. But month after month, I saw that balance dropping lower and lower. It was the most motivating feeling in the world. I'd have some months where I'd get really discouraged though. Like when my car broke down and the $800 repair set me back almost 2 months of payments. Or having to pay insurance deductibles after someone broke into my apartment. Emergencies and unexpected expenses always throw a wrench in debt repayment. Throughout the process, my family was both a huge support system and source of stress. My parents were so proud of me for getting serious about paying it off, and they'd slip me some cash here and there to try to help out. But my dad especially loves lecturing me about money management. There were times he'd get on my case about frivolous expenses, even though I was literally eating rice and beans for every meal. I'll never forget my dad visiting one weekend. We were in the kitchen and I broke down crying, finally admitting how broke, stressed and overwhelmed I felt from carrying this debt burden for so long. For once he had no words, no lectures. He just gave me the longest, tightest hug a dad can give. It was exactly what I needed in that moment, to have someone who loved me understand how hard I was working. That memory still makes me emotional. There were also high points along the way that kept me motivated. Like seeing my credit score slowly starting to climb back up as the balance dropped. Or transferring money from my checking to the credit card payment and seeing that balance finally hit $0. I filmed that tear-jerking moment and you can see it in this video. Debt freedom. After 14 months of extreme budgeting, working 60-70-hour weeks between my jobs, and frankly putting my entire life on hold, I finally paid off that $5,000 debt in full. No words can accurately describe the wave of relief, pride and joy I felt in that moment. It was like an 800-pound weight had been lifted off my shoulders. I treated myself to a massage and nice dinner to celebrate. Something I hadn't done in over a year. It felt incredible. And you know what? That credit card is now cancelled and sitting in a blender. Making sure I never go down that road again. Everything I went through paying this off has completely changed my relationship with money, spending and debt. I hope my story can inspire others out there who are feeling hopeless about their debt. You need to get intentional, make a game plan, find some motivation, and fully commit to becoming debt-free. It will be hard. You'll want to give up. But I promise, the freedom on the other side is worth every sacrifice. If I can get out of the $5,000 debt hole I dug for myself, you can too.